Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Stock to Finish, a program that has been designed to help you achieve it, guiding you to finish what you've started. In the past couple of days, 10 days to be precise, we have looked at why people get stuck. We define who a stuck person is as someone that is unable to make progress on projects, not just one project or one time, but something that is consistent, frequent, and has become part of parcel of what they do. So we could call them chronic procrastinators. We've also talked about a couple of things. We said being stuck is not about but not being able to complete one project, but it's something that has been happening for more than 3 months, maybe 6 months, and perhaps a year or more. And what we want to do is help you find a way to finish what you started. We decided to tackle a couple of issues that we believe help people. One of them was attitude to work and work ethics. We talked about attitude to work. We said that some people see work as a chore, something that is difficult and almost impossible to complete. That's why they have a negative approach towards work, towards getting things done, towards accomplishing anything. And we said, okay, our attitude to work, our approach to work, our work ethics, that's about us doing what matters and doing it at the right time. It's what shapes us to be the best version of who we are. We are on day 10. We made it. So the evening sessions are at 9 p.m., while the morning sessions are at 9 a.m. Although we're considering changing everything to 9 p.m., but I'll let you all decide what time we should take the sessions to. But for tomorrow, you'll join us at 9 p.m. Let's get to the bottom of today. Yes. What are we talking about today after our wonderful recap? Today's conversation is on habits. Yes, habits, routines, rituals. We're going to be looking at how forming good habits could help us. We're going to be looking at how the actions we take, how we show up every day, how it impacts other areas of our life. And I want you to do me a little favor before we proceed. As usual, let's do an audio check. Let me know if you can hear me. How was my audio today? Is it fantastic? I've been talking for about 2 minutes now, and I just want to get a little bit feedback from you. I want to know that you can hear me and my audio is clear. Please let me know by just writing a message in the chat. You could just write the word clear or audio good, whichever one you decide to write. Then we would use that as a signal that you can hear me clearly. While waiting for someone to confirm if the audio is good, let me introduce myself. Hi, my name is DK Jonah. I know I've not introduced myself for all those that have been listening to me for the past 9, 10 days. So I decided to do that today. My name is DK Jonah, and I am a productivity coach, a podcast host, a wonderful, wonderful person when it comes to collecting stationery. And I'm a stationery creator also. I also coach social media managers and content creators to be able to create content better. Thank you, Itinolua, for letting me know that the audio is clear. Awesome. Now, we discovered earlier that Facebook wasn't clear because the Facebook was set to private on Restream, but that has been rectified and people on Facebook can see and hear me now. So if you're listening from Facebook, let me know. So we're streaming to three platforms. We're streaming to Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn at the same time. And I want you to let me know where you're listening from or how you found out about this program. And if I put you in because you're on my team, just write Team DK. Fantastic. So we've got a couple of people joining us today. I've signed up for the event, and the aim is for us to understand how to build good habits, what routines are, and how we can get the best versions of ourselves out there. The desire to work is there. We have already established that everybody wants to get something done. People are motivated. You start the year on a wonderful note. The motivation is there. You write your to do list. You know that you should be working. You know about time management. You've heard about perfectionism. You've also heard about imposter syndrome, but you still find it difficult to do something. That's where habits, routines, and rituals come in. But it's not just about telling you about that you need to have an habit, you need to have a routine, you need to have a ritual. Let's have a conversation about how you can, why you need one, the impact it has on your life. And I believe by understanding this, you will be in the best position to determine what your habits will become routines and how they become rituals. Let's get started. Habits. Habits are small actions we repeat consistently over time. Sounds simple, But the truth is, they do have a profound effect on our productivity as they shape our daily routines and determine our outcomes. A wise man once told me, Sensei Victor, that the way you show up in the little areas is how you will show up in other areas. That when you don't commit to your commitments, that means you are slacking in one area or the other. And sometimes you cannot make it up. So if you don't have these daily habits, especially if you're a knowledge worker, one routine that you may have if you are working from the office is to go into the office, and then at the end of the week someone would ask you what you've done. But most knowledge workers, we don't have that luxury of people monitoring us. So how do we build habits that ensure we stay on track, we stay grounded, and we're able to complete what we've started? And that brings us to the conversation on habits. Habits, routines, and rituals. Who knows the difference between them? What are habits? What are routines? What are rituals? Are they different? Are they linked? Do we have any way of seeing how we can work with them together? Fine, let's get started. Let's get the ball rolling. At the end of today, as usual, I will have a quiz that would help you determine how your habits and routines and rituals are shaping you. But one thing you have to understand is when you develop positive habits, you will be able to optimize your time, energy, and focus, and that makes you make progress towards your goals. So, one reason you're not making progress towards your goals is because you don't have an habit loop. An habit loop consists of three things: a cue, a routine, and a reward. So we bring the word routine again into what we do. So, what are routines and what are habits before we look at the habit loop? So, understanding habits. So, when you think of an habit, think about it as something like this: it's something automatic triggered by a cue. That's what you should just understand. It's automatic and it's triggered by a cue. The routines are a series of action performed in a specific order, and I'll give examples. So, for example, my own habit, the Muslims' habit may be to pray at a certain time. So they grab their mat and they put their mat close to them. That's the cue that makes them understand that they have to do certain things. A routine is a series of action performed in a specific order, while rituals are symbolic actions with a deeper meaning and purpose. But how do they differ? What happens? So, habits are automatic behaviors triggered by cues, while series routines follow a complete, an intentional action that follows a specific order. So, you have your morning routine. Your morning routine being when you wake up in the morning, you get out of bed, you wash your face, you do your prayers, you do your exercise, you drink water. Everybody has a morning routine, something that they do every morning, and everyone should have one. But rituals are different, a deeper level of practice. Habits are automatic, routines are a series of habits. Rituals are intentional practices that have deeper meaning and purpose. So, while habits are automatic behaviors, routines are a series of habits, but rituals are a lot deeper. So, for example, I don't know if that's anybody on the team trying to reach me, but for example, let me see if you can still hear me because someone is sending me a message. Okay, thank you. I just saw that Olalope said they are linked but similar. I wasn't looking at the chat, I was looking at my slides. All right, fantastic. Yes, they are linked, but they are similar. Very, very similar. And you have to find out how they work and what you need to do to ensure that you get them. So I've mentioned the loop and we'll talk about the loop in more details later. So let's look at habits. We said there are small actions. They are automatic and unconscious, like drinking water or coffee in the morning. How many people are coffee drinkers? How many people drink coffee in the morning? That's a simple habit that you may have. It's subconscious. It may not be something that you have to think about. Routines are a sequence of actions done intentionally, like a morning routine. Remember when we talked about the miracle morning? Morning talks about the things you do every morning. So they are made up of habits and rituals, the things that you do every single morning, your routines of what you do. So it's about waking up, keeping silent, reading, journaling, writing. All those other things are the ones that help you. So we've identified that positive habits are necessary. We can optimize our time and energy and focus to make progress towards our goals possible. But let's see, why do we need to make progress to our goals and why do we need to do things? When we talk about habits and routines, sometimes there are certain things you do that other people will say, ah, this thing is effortless. Remember what we said, it takes effort to do things effortlessly, and it takes effort to be create habits, create routines, create rituals that become part and parcel of you. It's not something that you can just wish to happen and then it happens. You have to be intentional about it. That's the effort you have to put into it. So yes, although yes, there are small actions we repeat consistently over time, they have a profound impact on our productivities as they shape our daily routine and determine our outcomes. It's habits that I'm talking about. And by developing a positive habit, we know what happens. But there is something called the habit loop. It consists of three components, and they are cues, routines, and rewards. So the cues are things that trigger the habit. The routine is the behavior itself, and the reward reinforces the habit. I didn't do a slide about this because I wanted us to have a conversation when it came to this area. Because oh, I got to this. The reason I wanted us to have a conversation is this. Sometimes we don't think about the rewards and how what we give ourselves when we do certain things. The mind is triggered when we have rewards. The mind is triggered to consistently receive praises. Sometimes we wait till we have done the major thing, like finish running the marathon before we celebrate. We're not saying celebrate too early, but we're saying give yourself reward consistently over time in order for you to make that thing an habit that eventually will become a routine. So, how do you create effective routines? We've established something. Routines are a series of habits that we perform in a specific order or pattern. So, someone should please write that. Routines, if you take anything from today, this is what you should take. Routines are a series of habits that we perform in a specific order or pattern. What they do is this, they provide structure or consistency in our daily lives, making it easier to prioritize tasks and stay focused. By designing intentional routines, we can optimize our productivity and create a sense of rhythm and flow. You want things to be seeming like they're effortless. You want things to look like they're natural. You don't want it to look forced. So you want to build certain things into what you do so that it flows naturally. You want to build these habits consistently. You want them to be things that you don't have to think about, that they are subconscious. For example, when you come for, I'll use my team, when we do the virtual co-working sessions, our routine should be you come, you do your check-in. That's something that we will start with. And then you walk for 25 minutes, then take a 5 minutes break. And the pattern we use is Pomodoro. So when you've trained yourself to walk with the Pomodoro way, you walk 25 minutes, rest 5 minutes, walk 25 minutes, rest 5 minutes, then you can take a longer break after doing that 4 times. You can take a 30 minutes break, but that becomes something that you do naturally. Your brain knows that that's how you do deep work. Sometimes we need to train our brain how to work. Remember, we talked about training, learning how to work. That some of us don't know how to work, some of us don't know how to work alone, we don't even know how to work. We're used to being told what to do, so when we are left on our own, we struggle. So something that can help you if you struggle is coming up with your own routine. What are the things that you need in order to get work done? Do you need to get your water? Do you need to get your charger? Do you need to get certain things? What are the things you need when you want to build a habit of going to the gym? It's not in the morning that you're looking for your socks or your car keys or your trainers if you want to go for a run, for instance. But you've prepared these things, these cues, and put them by the bed. So once you wake up in the morning, that's the first thing you see. And that can be said for work. There are some things that we can automate, but there are some things that we have to do naturally by ourselves in order for it to become subconscious for us. Like I said, it's becomes something that flows naturally. We're optimizing our productivity. Everything we're trying to do here is simply this. How do we optimize our productivity? I always say I want to leverage every single thing I have, my skills, my time, my energy, my strength, my focus. I want to be able to leverage all these things so I can optimize productivity. And that can be something you could steal from me. You want to create a sense of rhythm and flow. For example, coming here this evening, I didn't want to do it because I was working on another video, but I knew I had to take a break and then come and do this. Sometimes we have to break our routines and break certain things. However, when we understand that the person that controls it is us, we will learn to do things effortlessly. But what about rituals? Rituals are symbolic actions that hold personal significance and meaning. So, they can be incorporated into your daily routines to enhance focus, motivation, and well being. Rituals help us infuse intention and mindfulness into our work and foster a deeper connection to our tasks and goals. So, for example, some people may want to pray before they do whatever they do because that makes them closer to God, that makes them focus, that makes them get into the place that they are getting into when it comes to work. You understand that maybe for you, like I always say, when you want to work, one ritual you should have is doing a brain dump. That's something fantastic that you can do. You want to clear your head, you want to ensure you are able to focus, you want to ensure that your phone is on do not disturb. It's a ritual. I put my phone on do not disturb so that I don't get disturbed. Sometimes WhatsApp on the laptop still keeps going on, but calls won't come in. So sometimes I have to shut down WhatsApp physically, which I did not do today because I know that will distract me. What are the rituals you can build up for yourself? What are the things that you can do to ensure that you are able to accomplish what you want to accomplish? What would it take for you to commit to your commitment? What are the rituals you can put in place that will make you commit to your commitment? But if we want to take time to do that, we have to assess your current habits. We have to understand them. So I'm going to ask a couple of questions, but let's start with this. I want you to take a moment to reflect on your current habits, routines, and rituals. If you understand the difference between them, then you are able to do that. So let's take a couple of minutes. Now, reflect on your current habits, routines, and rituals. So you're doing a reflective exercise, you're thinking, you're reflecting. Reflect on your current habits, routines, and rituals. Take time. And as usual, I hope you came with a note because there's always time for you to write. Now that you think about what you do, remember I've said once that you should keep a time log of what you do. You should keep an habit tracker. If you're thinking about your routines and rituals and you're struggling, what do you do daily? When you wake up in the morning, what do you do? When you want to work on a project, what do you do? Do you have projects on your calendar or do you just start working randomly? Do you have a routine that works for you and not against you? Do you have rituals in place to ensure that you are able to focus when you want to do deep work, that you don't need to be distracted? What are the things that you do daily? When you wake up in the morning, what is your routine? What are the things you do? When you go to bed, when you're about to go to bed, what are the things that you do before you go to bed? If it's a Sunday, are there things that you must do on a Sunday? Are there things you must do in the evening? Are there weekend routines that you have? How do you ensure that you've cooked? Now, you are thinking about all your current habits, routines, and rituals. You're thinking about them. I've given you a couple of minutes to think about them. I think I'll give you 30 seconds to think about them, and then we will come back and look at the next thing. So, for 30 seconds, take a moment to reflect on your current habits, routines, and rituals. Okay, we're back. So you've had time to think about your routines and rituals. And now the question you have to answer for yourself is this. Are there any habits that are hindering your progress or causing unnecessary stress when you think about what you do? Are there any habits that are hindering your progress or causing unnecessary stress? Are there things that you do that just prevent you from being able to focus? Are there things that you do that you yourself know? Not, I'm not looking at external pressure. For now, we are looking at you based on the way you show up for yourself every day. And once you're done, tell me done, and I will go to the next one. Or I will, if you want me to put the timer, then tell me to put the timer, and I will do that. But let's take another 30 seconds and reflect on that. Are you getting in your own way? Are there things that you do that will prevent you from making progress? Are there habits that are hindering your progress or causing unnecessary stress? Remember what we said. We When we are making these responses, we are not looking at what we wish we have. We're looking at what we have. We're not looking at, oh, this is the lifestyle I wish I had. This is the way I wish my morning routine was. When I come for co-working, maybe this is what I'm doing. I'm watching a movie. When I am at work, I'm supposed to be working. Maybe I'm gisting. I realize that if I go into this person's office, I don't. Whenever I get into this person's office, I cannot walk. Whenever I take this person's call when I'm working, that's the end of it. Whenever I get on TikTok, for me it will be TikTok, because I always say that once I get on TikTok, it's very dangerous because I keep seeing things that I love, watching movies and things like that. What about you? Are you getting in your way of your own progress? Are you hindering your progress and causing yourself unnecessary stress? The second question is, do your rituals bring meaning and purpose to your work? Now, rituals are everything are the things that you do that are a result of something that bring meaning to you. Remember, do you have rituals that bring meaning and purpose to your work? Are you someone that needs to have something that will bring meaning and purpose to you, or you're someone that doesn't need that? So, do your rituals bring meaning and purpose to your work? It's a reflective time. You're being honest, you're being honest, you're being honest. That's the only way we can make progress, when we have these honest conversations with ourselves. Now that we've answered that question, um let's see. If you look at the screen, I've got another question there right now, and it's about your morning routine. And this is what I want you to do: write your option in the chat, if it's A, B, or C. And if you're watching the replay, do the same thing. Write your options in the chat. Question one: how would you describe your morning routine? I have a structured morning routine that sets me up to have a productive day. That's option A. I have some general tasks I try to complete, but it's not consistent. That's option B. And I don't have a specific routine. My mornings are usually chaotic. That's option C. So where do you find yourself? A, B, or C? A is a structured routine that sets you up for a productive day. B is, I have some general tasks I try to complete, but it's not consistent. And C is, I don't have a specific routine. My mornings are usually chaotic. In the past, one of my morning routine was to check my email first. Oh, what if someone has sent a proposal? What if somebody wants me to work for them? Blah, 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 blah. When you just start out, you're excited. So I used to check my emails first thing in the morning. I don't anymore. I have a structure. The reason I stopped checking emails in the morning is because when I check an email and I respond to somebody, I'm responding to their to-do list, not my own. So they now determine the pace of how I work. It now makes me leave what I was going to focus on and focus on something else that may not be as important as what I have planned. Now there can be flexibility. I've always said, oh, I only have one email address that I've told people to use in case of emergencies, and that's the only email I receive on my phone. For the rest, I don't receive them on my phone, and that's what I had to do. I had to remove emails from my phone because it was just causing me so much anxiety. So the question I have to ask. So let me know if you're still listening. Olalokpe, A, B, or C? You guys should let me know in the chat. Catherine, Olalokpe, everybody. A, B, or C? Do you have a structured routine that sets you up for a productive day? Are you the one that has general tasks that you try to complete? Do you have to lay? Some people, when they wake up in the morning, the first thing they do is lay their bed, say their prayer, and then they have other tasks that they have to complete before they go off to work. They do their devotional. That has become part and parcel of what they do. And the truth is, if you have routines in one part of your life, you can transfer it to another. Don't say, oh, it's only in this area of my life. When it comes to my spiritual growth, I am focused. But when it comes to other things, I struggle. You can actually transfer it from one area to the other. Let's go to question two because of time. Question two. Oh, I put question three before question two. All right. How often do you engage in regular exercise or physical activity? Now, this I am guilty of. A, I have a consistent exercise routine that I follow several times a week. That's not me. B, I try to exercise when I can, but that's not a regular habit. That's not me. C, I rarely engage in regular exercise, and that's me. Once I sit down by my desk, I struggle to stand up. It's a struggle. I have to set an alarm to stand up, and sometimes I just push it and continue. So, no, I don't do exercise. What about you? Do you engage in regular exercise? A, B, or C? Let me know in the chat which one you fall into. Now we can go back to question three, and this is something that you need to know, especially if you're struggling with time management and prioritizing. So many times we say, I don't know how to prioritize, I don't know how to manage my time. This helps you. Number one, the question is, how do you manage your time and prioritize tasks? This is a question that everybody should answer. If you don't answer anyone, this is one of them that you should answer. Number three, how do you manage your time and prioritize tasks? A, I have a clear system for managing my time and prioritizing tasks if effectively. B, I tend to go with the flow and handle tasks as they come up. C, I often feel overwhelmed and struggle to prioritize tasks. And based on your response, that will make me know what else I need to do with you. And this is a question I think I'm going to start asking people when I meet them because it helps me with coaching. If I understand where you are, know where you wish you were, I can help you. Question four, do you have any daily habits that contribute to your personal growth or well being? Yes, I have specific habits that I engage in daily for personal growth. B, I have some habits that I practice occasionally but not daily. C, I don't have any specific daily habits for personal growth. What category do you fall under? Do you fall under A, B, or C? Let us know in the chat and write it in your notes also. I think paying attention to your personal growth, investing in your personal growth daily is something you should. Last week, Sunday, we talked about the fact that you need to have learning goals. And one of your learning goals may be to learn something daily. You can listen to podcasts, you can listen to books, you can listen to YouTube videos that are recreational. And when I say about only the gossip podcast, but podcasts that are focused on self improvement, improving the way you get things done because we don't know everything and we can learn from people. Question five. Let's get that out of the way. Question five. How do you handle distractions while working or studying? I'll tell the story while I'm answering this one. A, I have strategies in place to minimize distractions and stay focused. B, I find it challenging to stay focused and often get distracted. C, I frequently get distracted by sidetracked by distractions and struggle to regain focus. At the point in time, I won't even deceive myself. I was at C. I would get sidetracked by everybody's phone call, everybody's message, everybody's email, and then I will struggle to focus on what I should focus on. And I have to start controlling my calendar and stop letting it control me. It got to a time when I find it difficult, challenging to stay focused and often get distracted. Yes, but all I had to do was minimize my distraction and stay focused. So, how do you minimize your distraction and stay focused? That would be a wonderful conversation to have, wouldn't it? Six, do you have any rituals or practice that help you to unwind or relax after a busy day? Yes, I have specific rituals that help me unwind and help relax daily. That's A. B, I occasionally engage in activities to unwind, but not consistently. C, I don't have any specific rituals or practice for relaxation. Some people soak in the bathtub, some people take a shower, some people take a walk. Everybody, you need to figure out what else you rewind and relax. Sometimes our minds are too busy that we don't shut down. We're wondering why we're overwhelmed. It's because we don't shut down. So it's overwhelming for us and it's overwhelming to be us. How well do you stick to your planned schedule or routine? Now, this you have to answer. Question seven. Now I said question three is good. Question seven, I need you to answer it. If your option is A, I am disciplined and stick to my schedule consistently. If your option is B, that means you try to follow a schedule, but it's not always easy to stick to it. And C, I rarely follow a schedule or have a consistent routine. I just go with the flow as anywhere Belle face that kind of person. That's where C is. Number eight, do you have a system for tracking your goals and progress? Yes, I have a clear system to track my goals and measure my progress. B, I track my goals sometimes, but it's not consistent. C, I have a system for tracking or measuring goals. And number nine, are you satisfied with your current habits or routines? Now, this is where you come in. Are you satisfied with your current habits and routines? Are you satisfied with the way you're doing things? Are you satisfied with the way your life is going? If you're not, then there's something you should do about it. So yes, I am satisfied and feel they support my overall well-being and productivity. I feel there is room for improvement, but I am making progress. That's B. And C, I am not satisfied and would like to make change. And if you feel C for this specific question, send me a DM and just write C, and I will know it's from you. And whoever is responding to the messages will respond. Preferably on Instagram. I know we're not live on Instagram. Sorry, everyone on Instagram. We'll figure it out soon. And question 10. How open are you to adopting new habits and routines to improve your life? A, I am open and actively seek ways to adopt new habits and routines. B, I am open to change, but I find it challenging to stick to new habits. Or C, I am resistant to change and prefer to stick to my current habits or routines. And if you have gotten to the end of these questions, bravo, you made it to the end. Now, what do these questions tell you? If you are given more option C, then it's something that you need to be intentional about working on. It's not something that you should leave to happen by accident. If you're given more option B, then you are on the right track, but there is still room for improvement. If your answers were A, you are on a good path, but that doesn't mean you are there all the way. So don't get comfortable. Sometimes we get too comfortable and we just allow life pass us. I want everybody to have a habit or routine that helps to improve you daily, something that adds to your personal development goals. What's your own personal development goals? Whenever I start having conversations with you, I think of topics that we can have. Lanupe, if you're listening, please write down personal development goals as something that we should look at. But what's your personal development goals? What do you want to achieve personally for yourself? What area of your life will you like to improve? We call them self help, we call them self improvement, and sometimes they have a bad rep. But what we're trying to do is ensure that we build into our own system habits, routines, and rituals that propel us for growth, that help us be the best version of ourselves. It's not just about doing things once and for all, once and dusted. No, it's about showing up consistently. I'm a Christian, so I would say faith comes by hearing and hearing the word of God. You don't hear certain things once and they just get into your ear and stick, but it's about doing things consistently. When it comes to habits, routines, and rituals, people give up easily. Once you've not been able to do it for once or twice, or you miss a day, miss 2 days, miss 1 month, and then you have given up completely and you've called yourself a failure. I'm here to tell you that that's not the truth. I'm here to tell you that there is an opportunity for you to learn, improve, and be the best version of yourself. And it starts with understanding that these things build up over time. Habits are small actions that are automatic and unconscious, like drinking coffee in the morning. What are the morning habits that you've put in place in order for you to build those routines that you know will make you the best version of yourself? Sometimes it's not just about waking up 5 a.m. Some people wake up 5 a.m. The 5 a.m. crew, when they say, oh, wake up 5 a.m., millionaires are awake. Nobody sleeps for 8 hours. You are waking up at 5 a.m. But what are you doing with the waking hours that you have? What are you doing with the waking hours that you have? Do you have a situation where you are taking and maximizing, optimizing your productivity? Or are you minimizing your productivity? Are you crippling your productivity? Are you crippling the way you get things done because of your inconsistency? Consistency is something that we would always talk about. But what we have to ensure we're doing is that we are building positive habits. So I want you to think about this. Think deeply, and I want you to identify one positive habit you would like to cultivate. Start small. One positive habit that you want to cultivate, just one, not two, one. Identify one positive habit that you want to cultivate. I'll give you a few seconds to do that. And I'll give you a tip. Start small and choose an action that aligns with your goals. If your goal is to become a podcaster, maybe it's listening to podcast. If it's to become a copywriter, maybe to write daily. Now, what I want you to do is this: set small and choose an action that aligns with your goals. You started small. Then you're supposed to do something else. Set clear cues and rewards to reinforce the habits. So, what are cues? What are the things that you could do to remind yourself to do this? Are you going to put a reminder on your phone, or are you the type that reminder on your phone doesn't work? I was thinking to myself that I need to get what they call it, a speaker in my living room, so that sometimes some of those cues that I have are a voice telling me this is what you need to do. So set clear cues and rewards to enforce this habit. You're going to set it yourself. No one is going to set it for you because you know yourself better than anyone. Remember, consistency is key. You're going to commit to practicing this habit until it becomes automatic. It won't become automatic overnight, but you are continuing, you are observing, you're asking yourself questions. What did I learn from what I did today with this habit? What changes am I making? If you're not making any change, repeat the habit the next day. What difference did I do? What did I learn? What lessons do I learn? What changes am I making? Then you repeat it until it becomes automatic. Then how do you optimize your routines? Now, optimizing your routines is simple. You want to evaluate your current routines and identify areas for improvement. Evaluate your current routines and identify areas for improvement. And what you're going to be doing is prioritize tasks based on importance and energy level. And that's up to you. Because one thing we do, and I'm guilty of this, is once I am comfortable doing something, once I am used to doing something, I don't want to take a break from it. So when you're looking at this time around, think about the breaks that you can incorporate into what you do. How can you incorporate breaks into it? So we're talking about your routines, optimizing your routines. Incorporate breaks and self-care activities so that you can maintain focus and prevent burnout. What we are doing is not just telling you to have routines. I always say creativity comes from a place of rest. Incorporate rest into what you do. Adjust and refine your routines as needed to ensure that they align with your goals. So you have your goals, and we'll be talking a lot about the goals in on July 1st. You have your goals set in front of you, but you are also adjusting and refining your routines as needed to ensure that they align with your goals. Most times our goals and our routines do not align. So you need to figure it out. Then, when it comes to the way you get things done and everything you do daily, your rituals for work, let's move on to work. When you're talking about your rituals for work, I want you to think about this. I want you to explore ways to incorporate meaningful rituals into your work day. I'll tell you what I do. I always say we start with a brain dump. That's become a ritual. That becomes something that we will do as a team. So when we start with the brain dump, everybody is able to clear their head. We can have a situation where everybody is able to express themselves and do a verbal check-in so that we know that you are there. We switch on your camera, you do your verbal check-in. That becomes a ritual of what we do every time. So, what I can say for you is this: set intentions up before starting a task. Practice gratitude after you've done this task. Engage in a mindfulness exercise. That's an example. So, if you know you struggle with certain things, practice gratitude, engage in mindfulness exercise, breathe, pray if that works for you. If music helps you as a ritual, then you have your playlist. Find out what works for you, but most importantly, experiment with different rituals and find ways that resonate with you to enhance your work experience. You don't want work to seem like something that is frustrating. That, oh, this woman has come again, oh, this man has come again. All you're doing is frustrating my life. Oh, this client is calling me. If you have that attitude as a ritual before you pick a client's call, that's going to be something frustrating for you. You can say, okay, I'll give this person a call back. I need to go and listen to this before I talk to this person. That's your ritual. That's something that will stir you up to get the work done. There are some people that listen to certain playlists if they want to go into battle, if they want to do certain things. What's your own ritual that will get you prepared to do the work? When you are not motivated, what is it? For me, when I'm not motivated, I listen to Disney. Disney brings me up, it brings me alive, it makes me good. So I just listen to Disney music or I listen to Phantom of the Opera. That helps me out. So that's a ritual that I have that I'm communicating with you guys about today. But all these things, habits, routines, ritual, the power of consistency and self accountability is something you're going to have to embrace. See, consistency is crucial for establishing and maintaining habits, routines, and rituals. That is undeniable. But you have to be self accountable. Yes, accountability partners help. But are you accountable to yourself? Most of us are more willing to let ourselves down than we are to let others down. If you have an accountability partner, that means we won't let that person down. You want to make sure that you commit to your commitment based on you, not based on others. Share your progress with yourself. Have meetings with yourself. So I'm not just asking you to go and look for an accountability partner. I'm asking you to be the accountability partner that an accountability partner will want. At this rate, most of us are not there. We want an accountability partner that can hold us accountable, that can help us out, that can do a lot of things. While we can't do this for ourselves, neither can we do it for others. So as you're sharing your progress with me, as you're taking small steps consistently, you will see that there are transformations that you make. But it all comes down to you. It all comes down to you making that commitment to commit to your commitment, being self accountable, doing what you say and saying what you do. And it always lines up. So, today we've said habits, routines, and rituals are powerful tools that can shape our productivity and help us achieve our goals. But we need to be intentional about designing and optimizing elements into our lives so we can create a strong foundation for success. The foundation for success is built on habit, routines, and rituals. And then one layer, the pillar that holds it all together is consistency. When we embrace the power of habits and establish effective routines and infuse meaningful rituals, we unlock our full potential. So what I want you to do is unlock your full potential. I don't want you to be haphazard or confused when it comes to doing what matters. So you're embracing the power of habits, you're establishing effective routines, and you're infusing meaning through rituals to unlock your full potential. And I'm sure that there are many people that will want to do that. It takes you showing up for yourself before any other person. It takes you doing what needs to be done. And it takes me preaching. And I think that brings us to the end of today's session. So, tomorrow, what are we looking forward to? Tomorrow's conversation is a bit different. So, tomorrow is Sunday. So, every Sunday, we have the week ahead, which is a Sunday evening series that we started before these live sessions that helps you plan for the week ahead. Now, we're helping you move from stock to finish daily. And on day level, we're going to talk about mindset. What kind of mindset do you need to have? Does your mindset play any role when it comes to getting things done? Are there things that are there ways you should be thinking? Are there tools? Are there resources? Are there things that could help you improve your mindset? What is a limiting mindset? These are a few things that we'll be looking at tomorrow. So join me at 9 p.m. But before I go, I just tell you a little bit about something that the team and I have been working on for a while, and it's called Reset. Now, Reset is an amazing event that we are holding, and it's supposed to help you finish what you've started. What we realized is that people are stuck, and this series is not enough to ignite that fire in you. So we've created a 1 day masterclass that will incorporate most of the things that we are going to do for the next 30 days and much more, and simplify it so that you get that ball rolling. So all these things that we're doing for the next 30 days are supposed to help train you and prepare you for that event. And the event is on the 1st of July, and it's supposed to help you complete what you started, help you reset and refresh. Because the truth is, most of us started this year on a high note. We had great intentions. We were motivated. We were everything. By January 1st, when we were setting our resolutions, everything, no one could tell us anything. We were going to accomplish it. We were not going to be where we are currently as at July. We were going to be in another position completely. However, life can get overwhelming, and sometimes we wish we had a chance to pause, reflect, and start afresh, which is exactly what we are creating for you. So, join us for an opportunity to do a reset. It's a transformative event. It's not just information. So, it's a masterclass and a workshop built in together, and it gives you an opportunity to step back and evaluate and realign yourself with your goals and aspirations. The media reset is going to be run by me. It's going to be run on a Saturday evening, and I am looking forward to having every single one of you there. But there's a price for this event because people value what they pay for. So, hit the reset button, click the link in my bio. Once the link is out, I will let you know. But for now, if you go to the steadfastcreative.com, you should be able to get it, be on our waiting list so that the moment we go live, you'll be the first to know because we want you to be the first to know. Think of this reset as you pressing a reset button and giving yourself permission to start afresh. Because the truth is, you will gain valuable insights and practical tools and a renewed sense of purpose that will propel you towards your success or your own, whatever you desire to be successful. This is what this is going to do for you. It's not limited to the event itself. Yes, there's going to be other things that we bring in, like what we're doing now, but it's time to unlock your full potential. It's time for you to embrace the power of habits and embrace whatever you can embrace to bring you forward, to ensure that you cross that finish line, to get you on stock. And I would like to say thank you everyone for joining me today. My name is DK Jonah. I'm doing the series Stock to Finish for the next 30 days on three platforms: Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. And most likely, we're going to upload it to my podcast platform. But the aim is simply to change the way people approach work so they stop seeing it as a chore as we prepare for the reset. The reset is on July 1st and is a workshop and a masterclass in one. So there will be conversations, there will be interactions, there will be games, there will be quite a lot of things that we will do to help you get off on the right foot. So thank you, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow, same time, 9 p.m., as we talk about mindset. Cheers. Bye.